Today we're going to disconnect a 100 amp fuse panel and replace it with a 100 amp breaker panel. But first, we need to shut off our power, and to do so, we need to contact our local utility. While that disconnection is happening, I'm going to get to work and start opening up my panel and disconnecting my branch circuits. Before I go any further, I need to make sure that my power is off. So once my service entry area is opened up, I will confirm that. It looks like I'm going to need some longer feeder wires, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some number 3 copper wire. Now that we have confirmed that the power is off, I can make some space for my new breaker panel. In preparation for the inspector, I want to ensure that my service conductors are connected to the proper terminals. If we take a close look, we can see that my line 1, line 2, neutral, and ground are connected to their proper terminals, and therefore the inspector can then give me a pass. I can now begin cutting in all my branch circuits, but organization is key at this point. I'm going to support all my wires and start separating my conductors and cut in one stage at a time. First, I'm going to separate all my wires and just have my bond wires. I want to connect those first and get them out of the way. A nice and neat job will allow for more space for all of my conductors. Next, I have all my neutral conductors, and the same thing goes for them. I want to separate them from all my power conductors and cut them in one at a time. Then I can align all of my breakers. Once my breakers are aligned, I can then connect all of my power conductors in their proper breaker location. Now that all my power conductors are cut in, I have a nice clean product to work with. I have to wait till the utility comes back to turn on the power, as it's their responsibility. If I take a close look in the meantime with our meter head, we can see that there's some top teeth and bottom teeth. That's our primary and our secondary side. If we look how those teeth line up with the actual meter, we can see where our primary feeders on the top and our secondary on the bottom are aligned. However, the electrician working is not authorized to turn the power back on. That's the utility's responsibility. And over here we have the utility worker verifying the voltage coming in. Once he verifies the voltage coming into the household, he can then reconnect the meter head. Gentle now. Well, there you have it. A 100 amp fuse panel converted into a brand new 100 amp breaker panel. Once the power has been turned back on, it is important to label all of your breakers for the homeowner's convenience. Be sure that all gas lines are bonded and the main grounding reverts back to the main water line or its grounding electrode. It's also always helpful to educate the homeowner for any features they may not be aware of. Make them aware of all the panel labeling, as well as resetting any breakers from the trip position. I hope this was helpful.